Brazil first began using sugarcane to produce ethanol for car fuel back in the 1970s, well before concerns about carbon emissions were on most people's radar. It was a very successful experiment that led to Brazil's current leading position in the global biofuel market. Today, the vast majority of cars in Brazil can run equally on gasoline, ethanol, or any mixture of both. Brazilian aircraft manufacturer Embraer has even developed an agricultural crop dusting plane that flies exclusively on ethanol, the only one of its kind in the world. According to figures released by the government, Brazil produced a record of 43 billion liters of biofuels last year, 20% more than in 2022. Ethanol accounted for about 80% of the total.
Alguns fatores contribuíram para esse número recorde.
Some factors contributed to this record number. I think the main one was really the climate issue. We had what we call a golden harvest. It rained at the right time. Investments in the agriculture sector were made to the right extent. So this really resulted in this golden harvest.
Besides ethanol, there is also a growing presence of biodiesel. The market has grown exponentially following laws that increased the mandatory amount of biodiesel required for mixing into regular diesel. This year, it's at 14%, and it will increase by 1 percentage point per year until it reaches 20% in 2030.
There is much buzz these days around electric vehicles, but proponents of biofuels say this technology still has a lot to offer in reducing global carbon emissions.
This marketing director for Mercedes in Brazil says it all comes down to specific market needs and characteristics.
Brasil é continente enorme.
Brazil is like a continent, so each region can find its own solution. In soybean producing regions, for example, biodiesel made from this product can be a good option.
We do have a blooming market for electric vehicles, for example, but I see that biofuels will play a very important role. For example, if you have a vehicle that runs on Brazilian ethanol, it has a lower carbon footprint than an electric car running on the European energy mix, for example.
As interest in cleaner and renewable fuels increase around the world, Brazil is keen on retaining and building on its position as a global leader in biofuels. Paulo Cabral, CGTN, São Paulo.